What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Big 12 Teambuilder Dynasty. It's finally here after, a month? Maybe a month or two layoff?
Yeah, roughly a month.
Everything that we've asked you guys to take part in, as far as the voting goes for the ACU Spartans, the work that you and I did to put this thing together as far as making these logos and just reformatting some of the rosters. Guys, a lot of hard work on your end, a lot of hard work on our end. It's finally here, and I cannot wait to get it going.
Exactly. And for anybody that's new to the series, I'm the little brother. I suppose I should introduce myself.
There we go.
Basically, we have a lot of fun doing team builder stuff. And, we had a lot of input from you guys over the course of the last month. It's finally ready to go. I'm ready to bring it to you guys. And, you've probably seen most of the teams if you've seen our little preview videos. Well, mostly your preview videos.
Yeah, we had the American Conference. We did 12 teams of that. We had the Mountain West Conference. We did 12 teams there, and this is no different. But the only difference is that these logos are strictly made by us. There's a couple logos in here that you guys have already seen. For those of you that are new, probably have already seen the intro little hype videos. 2 logos we actually outsourced, but we own the rights to them, and everything else, all us. And that is something that we can be proud of. So, guys, I'm super excited about this thing. You guys are probably more excited about it. Let's be honest here. We already know the teams. We know what's coming. We got it all planned out, but you guys don't. That's part of the fun part. But you guys can see on the map here, we're going to go from each division.
Yep.
From east to west.
Yep. So we are sorted. We have an East Division and a West Division. We're going to start with the East. And here we have the Arkansas Christian Spartans, as voted by the public. This is the team that you guys chose. They play in Springdale, Arkansas. And as you can see here, we have just a list of information for you guys to get a feel for what kind of school they are. So as you can see, like enrollment, 13,000. Definitely a private school. And, head coach is Corey DeLoach.
Oh, yeah. Big time supporter of the channel. He's been here for a while.
ACU alum. And by the way, the final vote that we had voted on play style and
defensive type.
Yep. And so the winners were the air raid by a very slim margin.
Oh, yeah.
It could have gone either way.
There were 3 options. The pie chart was literally a peace sign.
Yeah,
it was broken down into like 3 people. 3 sections. Like it was so evened out. It's like, how could you even... I think it won by 1 vote.
And I think we should also mention that, as you guys can see, the hashtag Orange Crush won the vote. So congratulations to the Orange voters. Anyway, moving on. So, as you can see also, we have school type. We went with athletics/academic because they are just good at everything. And we also have a best non-football sport category.
Basically everything.
Basically everything.
The team's just, the school is just loaded.
Yes. Also, catchphrase/cheer, we have Fight Spartans Fight. Now, for this category, we're willing to kind of let it grow organically. So if the YouTube comments, if you guys come up with something better and it catches on.
Yeah, we're up for that.
That'll be the slogan. We're cool. We're cool with that.
Yeah.
So.
I think you guys will like the one that I came up with for a specific team that we'll get to later, but just a little teaser to have you guys hang on for a few more minutes.
All right, we're going to move on to Little Rock, Arkansas. You guys have seen this team in the video, probably, the hype video, but take it away. This is your team.
It's my team that I created, but it's not going to be my team. So sure. I will just clarify that. However, I probably should have led with some more suspense, but we can now eliminate the Little Rock Battlehawks from contention of being my team. But Little Rock Battlehawks, one of my favorite teams in all of the team builder teams that I've ever created. Just look, that logo's sweet. It's an arrowhead, if you guys couldn't tell. Little Rock, Arkansas is the location. They were founded in 1923. Enrollment's 22,000. Stadium is Riverbank Stadium. You didn't believe me that there's a river
I was just
near
asking.
Little Rock.
I just wanted to make sure before we dove in.
Offense type, spread offense. They use UL Lafayette's playbook, 3-4 multiple. Rivals are Arkansas, Arkansas Christian University, the Spartans, and then Shreveport Skeeters.
Who we will get to later.
Yes, and school type is athletic, so they really focus hard on their athletics department of their school. The best non-football sport is men's basketball. It just has that feel.
So they're that kind of team that has a lot of Sweet 16 banners at their field house.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Catchphrase in the cheer is battle on. So battle on, Battlehawks, battle on.
Yes. Okay. So what's your history with this team? Do you have a history?
They were on my fence. I wanted to pick this team.
Right.
This
is one of your original teams.
Yeah.
Right? Thereabouts. I think probably date of conception, we'll say 2010-ish.
Yeah, I loved the creation of this team. This is not the logo that we used. It was a Chicago Blackhawks rebrand type of logo for them. But I never have gotten the chance to play with them in any of our dynasties that you and I did privately. And this was a perfect opportunity for me to do that. And then now with all these other new teams, I didn't pick them.
We're going to move on to the Broken Arrow Wranglers. They are from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, which is fairly large city, but it's also in the Tulsa area, so definitely going to be natural rivals with Tulsa. They have a 19,000 enrollment, so they're kind of like that medium-sized school a little on the smaller end for a major conference team, but they do run a spread offense. So the primary rivals, as I mentioned, we have Tulsa, the Ardmore Thunderwolves, who we will get to in just a moment, and Little Rock. Those are their big rivals. Again, middle of the road team. Best non-football sport is golf, men's golf in particular.
It seems like such a golf team, you know?
Yes, and their catchphrase is going to be "Saddle up, Wrangler, saddle up." So I also have a history with this team.
Yep.
So they've been around. Tempted to be this team, however, I will not be this team. I was really leaning this way for a while.
Do we want to just go through the teams and not tell them who we're going to pick until the end? Or do we want to say...
Yeah, let's save it for the end. We'll reveal it at the very
Okay.
end.
All right, guys. So we'll save it till the end.
Okay, we're going to stay in the state of Oklahoma. Ardmore Thunderwolves.
Ow!
Okay, that was all right.
Yeah. Ardmore, baby. Ardmore. I love that blue and that yellow. It's so good. Kind of reminds me of my logo.
I was going to say that they are representing the channel with their color scheme. So what's the story behind the Thunderwolves? How did they come about?
Subscriber named Stortsy Boy. One of the newest teams that we've made, obviously, because of the subscriber suggestion. Founded in 1931, their enrollment's 12,000. Ardmore Stadium is the stadium name, holds 46,000. Head coach is Jeff Henderson. They run a multiple set offense, kind of like an LSU type. Defense is a 4-3. Their rivals are Oklahoma State, Broken Arrow, and Denver Tech. So 2 Big 12 rivals in Broken Arrow and Denver Tech. But Oklahoma State is the big rival for them, for sure.
Big in-state rival.
Academic school type, because they are private, and their best non-football sport is women's soccer. And now the catchphrase, or the cheer, is actually the creative thing that I came up with. Let me know if you guys like this or not. The cheer is Thunder, Wolves, Thunder, Wolves. And then they howl.
Okay.
Or they get a little howl going, howl.
Yeah. I can see people doing that, having fun with it.
Or when they're coming out onto the stadium, all the fans are rumbling their feet, making the thunder noise, or the rumble of a thunder noise. I like it.
Okay. And credit for the logo in the description.
Yes.
We did get this from, there was a designer from, I'm going to learn how to pronounce this website, but it's either Fiverr or Fiverr.
I have freaking no idea.
I don't know how to say it. Could be pronounced either way, but there are your Ardmore Thunderwolves. Let's go to Louisiana. And this is another one of your teams here, the Shreveport Skeeters.
Yes. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Buzz on or buzz off. Shreveport.
Buzz off.
Buzz on or buzz off. Shreveport, Louisiana, founded in 1954, is this school. Stadium name is the Shreve. Enrollment's 20,000. Head coach is Rob LaDuca. And if you guys remember, if you saw the introduction video for this school, the quarterback is Nate LaDuca.
Ooh, so we have a coach's son, a little nepotism thing going on.
Yeah, I don't think he's around for very long, so he's kind of like that upperclassman leadership. They do run a pro-style offense with USC's playbook, a defense of 4-3. Southern Miss, Tulane, and Little Rock are their rivals. The school type is a party school.
Party school. Okay.
Definitely a party school. Down in the Shreve.
Well,
like
yeah, so there's kind of like they just don't care really like about their athletics. They kind of just, the student body's just there for fun.
Yeah, it's a laid
fun.
back, casual type of thing.
Yeah.
I will say that their running back, because we've already talked about the quarterback Nate DeLuca, the running back Andre Wingo is their primary focus on offense.
Yeah, we'll get to the major players in a bit here. So.
Catchphrase in their cheer is definitely faux show, Skeeter Nation.
Hashtag Skeeter Nation.
That's all they say around campus. They just, when you say something like, you know, good luck tonight, you know, whatever, the guy's like, Skeeter Nation.
Yeah.
That's what they do. It's around campus.
All right, cool. I think it'll be a popular team. They're fun.
They're very fun.
I like how they look, and I think they're going to be popular. So we'll see how it all shakes out.
They're very bad. They're very bad.
They're not that bad. They're respectable. Now we will go to the final team in the Big 12 East. We have the McAllen Matadors.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
And McAllen is pretty much a border town in the south of Texas. And, you know, it's a pretty big city. It doesn't get a lot of credit. I think they said, I was reading the Wikipedia page, I think it said the metro area is like the 5th largest in Texas. The McAllen metro area. So you're talking San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, and I'm not sure what comes after that, but at any rate, the McAllen Matadors. So this is it's a newer school because the McAllen area is kind of expanded over time. Founded in 1973. Stadium is the Bull Ring of McAllen. So
I do like that. That's pretty great.
Their stadium is shaped in a bull, so it kind of resembles a bull ring. Head coach Brock Musselman. So he's a bit of a younger guy. He's kind of like, you know, kind of hip.
Fiery.
Yeah, he has got an attitude. So they kind of run kind of a balanced spread look. The rivals are going to be Houston, Midland State, and Arkansas Christian. I didn't mention Arkansas Christian earlier, but I didn't mention Arkansas Christian having McAllen as a rival. But they view ACU as a rival. ACU doesn't take it quite as seriously.
Yeah, usually we stuck with 3. They're like their top 3 rivals in this little briefing about these schools. But yeah, ACU and McAllen for sure.
Right. So yeah, the point being, they love the opportunity to hit ACU, and ACU is just kind of like, you guys are just another team to us, you know, what do you guys but so they view them as a rival. So school type, I put cool in quotes. So they're kind of laid back, you know, the administration's a bit younger. They try to attract young kids. They try to be cool and popular with them and all that. So that's the kind of team they are. That's the kind of school they are.
It's a vibe.
Yeah. So best non-football sport, women's basketball. They're that women's basketball team, kind of like Baylor, like they're in the Final Four like every year for women's basketball. Catchphrase and cheer is Vamos Matadors. And let me know if my Spanish is off there.
It might be Vamonos.
Vamonos is like go away, I think, isn't it?
It's
I'm thinking of Breaking Bad, Vamonos Pest. But Vamos is go.
I took like 4 years of Spanish, and I'm sitting here now. I'm freaking out because I don't remember.
Well, Vamos is go.
Vamos is we go.
Yes. Let us know if we messed up royally, and we'll fix it.
Messed up royally.
But as far as I know, I think that's what the Google Translate gave me. I think that works.
It would still make sense. I think it would still make sense. We go, but
yeah.
Matadors, yeah. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
We're not Spanish.
There's got to be a Spanish speaker in the audience.
Yes, there has to be. I think there are, actually.
And McAllen, by the way, I did not make this logo. Credit, again, in the description to the freelancer who helped us out here. So I liked how that turned out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Well, the thing, people are really hard to make when
Yeah.
you're drawing or you're trying to animate something, whether in Photoshop or Illustrator or Inkscape. It's just really, really hard to do because
Well, if one thing is off,
the whole thing is off.
right, you can get away with that on an animal to a certain degree. So
Yep.
yeah, I like it. I like it.
I think it's sweet.
It's pretty cool.
I like how he put the horns on the M. That was pretty creative.
Right. Well, that was my idea.
Oh.
Basically,
Oh, you told them
you
to do that.
commission it, and then you kind of direct them because they know how to do it.
Right.
They're the smart ones. All the credit in the description there. All right, so we're going to switch gears now and go to the West Division of the Big 12. We have, starting in Midland, Texas, another big city from Texas that doesn't really have much of a collegiate footprint. And so that's why I thought it'd be a natural fit to make a team there. The Midland State Mustangs, bit of an older team for me. I probably made this team in like 2014, so I didn't make them for this dynasty. They've been around. But Midland State, 32,000. I think that they're the biggest school in our dynasty, and they're an athletic type of school. So they're like Little Rock in that regard. They take pride in their athletics. They invest a lot in their athletics. They make a lot of money off of their athletics. So their main rivals are Texas Tech, New Mexico, which is a bit of like a outdated rivalry, but they go back a ways. Odessa State is the big one. They hate Odessa State, and Odessa State hates them, and we'll get to Odessa State in 1 second. And McAllen is another one of their rivals. They run kind of like the air raids, so they do the Baylor type of deal, where they like to like run it out of the shotgun and then just like chuck it downfield. Best non-football sport is men's soccer. Catchphrase is "Ride on Mustangs." All right,
Like it.
I like the colors too. Like that's. I always used to make a team in Madden, create a team called the Salt Lake City Stallions, and they have that exact same color scheme. So
Yeah, it's not like a pure purple. It's like a neon purple. I think that's pretty cool.
or it's like magenta or something. So we're gonna go about 20 miles west here to Odessa, home of the Friday Night Lights series. I never watched it, but
It's good. Good point.
I think that they were like based on Odessa Permian or something. So Odessa State, the Dust Devils, as they're known, located in Odessa, Texas, founded in 1924. Head coach is Stan Leach, and he is not related to Mike Leach. It's just a coincidence.
But they do run the air raid of Texas Tech. So it's
Exactly.
almost like Stan Leach said, "Oh my gosh, she's got my last name. I have to embrace this Texas Tech offense. It's a part of
There's something weird about that, but yeah, that's how it ended up. So they are rivals with Midland State and UTEP. School type is party. They are a party school. And best non-football, they have a very good baseball program. And the catchphrase is
dust them up.
"Dust 'em up." Yeah. So again, if you guys think of something better, let us know.
I like dusted up. I like dusted up for sure.
So yeah, and this is another team I probably made these guys 5 years ago. So I've always been a fan of this team, and when you go over rosters, we'll see it. They're a very shallow team. They got some talent at the very top, but the bulk of their roster is not that good. So we'll go over the team types and all that in a bit. So let's go a little bit north.
So you guys ready to bleed blue with the Amarillo Armadillos? I love this team. I love the color scheme. This is paying tribute to the Houston Oilers.
Yes, and also the Quebec Nordiques or the 70s Phillies.
Yeah.
Or something like that, because
Yeah.
I was really going for like when I made this, I was like, and this is your team, but I actually made the logo.
Right.
But I was really going for like some kind of abstract 70s. There was a type of logo that was really popular in the 70s, and that's kind of what I was going for. So
70s stuff was very bloopy
yep.
and very, very blue. very,
Yes.
very, very
And
powder
very,
blue.
very light on details.
Yes, exactly. I think we're going back to that in sports logos nowadays anyways. It's very clean cut, simple, not a whole lot of detail. But the details on the Armadillos. Amarillo, Texas is the location, founded in 1915. 28,000 enrollment. Stadium is Rose Stadium. Any guesses on why it would be Rose Stadium?
It's like Amarillo Rose or something.
Yeah.
But see, the only... There's a bit of an incompatibility there because the rose is yellow.
Right. Yeah.
Amarillo's yellow in Spanish, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Amarillo.
Yes.
The L's are Y's.
I know that.
Okay, all right. The head coach is Joe Barry. Offense type is pro style. They run a Michigan State type of offense.
So it's very mixed.
Very mixed. Run the ball, pound it.
But they got a little bit of that spread look in there too. So
Defense type is a 4-3. Rivals are New Mexico and Texas Tech.
yep. So right down the road, each way.
School type middle of the road, so they're not too far on the athletic scale, and they're also not too far on the academic scale. They're just right smack dab in the middle.
Yep.
They value both. Cross country, track and field are the best non-football sports.
An elite program.
And obviously the catchphrase is bleed blue.
So we're going to go a little bit northeast here to Dodge City, Kansas. And we have your team here, the Kansas A&M Amber Wave.
One of our oldest schools in the Big 12. 1885 was its founding. Enrollment's 18,000. Stadium is Camus Stadium. Head coach Bud Warner. They do run the option. So kind of fits the Air Force type of prototype. Or the characteristic, I guess you'd say. Because they're academic school, running the option.
Yep. And you know, I mean, recruiting to Dodge City is not going to be very easy. So they kind of make do with what they have. They try to find the diamonds in the rough, and they mold them into their system. They're like Kansas State in that regard.
Yeah, they're
smart.
They're a smart program.
Yep.
Rivals are Kansas State, Kansas, and Nebraska State. So the Prairie Dogs. Best non-football sport. Here's another cross-country and track field team, just like Amarillo. And catchphrase, this is kind of up to you guys. This was kind of done on the spot. Ride the wave.
Ride the wave.
So if you guys like that one, let us know. If you don't, put in your ideas.
I don't know. That logo makes me think of like a minor league baseball.
I think it's cool. I think it's awesome. I love the wheat guy.
Yeah, he's
the wheat guy. Is cool.
He needs a nickname though, like Wheaty. That's probably trademark.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so we are going to go now west to cover the Denver Tech Rush. Interesting color scheme going on here.
Highlighter.
Yeah, I'm going to call it Volt. The Volt's yellow. That's what they called it with Nike, I guess. So the Denver Tech Rush. So it's a bit of a newer school. It's founded in 1965. The head coach is Allison Meadows, and they're going to run kind of a spread option like Oregon. So they have a lot of different kinds of athletes in the backfield. They can do a lot. They use a lot of misdirection. Their main rivals are going to be Colorado, Boise State, and Ardmore. So those are the big rivals for Denver. Again, school type, they're going to be kind of like engineering academic, but they can also recruit. So, you know, they're a pretty good caliber school. So they can still recruit athletes at the same time while finding smart guys.
How could you not recruit with those jerseys, those highlighter jerseys? How could you not recruit?
Yeah, they're popular with the kids these days, I hear. So best non-football sport, again, men's basketball. So they've gone toe-to-toe with Little Rock quite a bit in that sport. Since they are in different divisions, you know, they might meet in the Big 12 championship game in basketball quite a bit. So the catchphrase is strike gold. You know, this team's also, for me, been around for a while, so never had a chance to use them. I really wanted to use them in different Teambuilder Dynasties, and never got around to it. Okay, now we will go to Nebraska.
You did this on purpose, didn't you? You wanted to save this team for the last.
No, well, we switched up the order, but I was going to lead off with this team. But.
A lot of people in that intro video, they were thinking that was the best intro video that there was.
Well, this is the Nebraska State Prairie Dogs. So they are from Grand Island, Nebraska, founded in 1898. Enrollment is 26,000. So with a name like Nebraska State, they're going to be a bigger school than a couple of our other schools. The head coach is Stephen Cust, and they run a pistol offense. So a lot of regional rivals here. We have Colorado State, Nebraska, Minnesota, and Kansas A&M. How can they not be rivals with Minnesota? You got it's the Rodent Bowl. The Golden Gophers and the Prairie Dogs.
Exactly.
And school type, they're kind of a middle of the road team. And, you know, with a nickname like the Prairie Dogs, you think they would be like, you know, just kind of like a joke everywhere.
I was just going to say a joke.
But pretty much everything other than football, they're not that bad at. But this is a very mediocre football program. Not a lot of success in the past. As you can see here, their best non-football sport is women's field hockey.
I don't know why, but that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Can you not see that? The Lady Prairie Dogs, the Lady Dogs.
Yeah.
Could you not see that?
Yeah, they have a top-notch women's field hockey team, and the catchphrase is "Go Dogs," preferably #GoDogs. So when I made this logo, I was kind of like, Man, it's like, how do you make a prairie dog look like
Fierce.
interesting? He has kind of an attitude.
He does.
I mean, he's not scary, but he's spunky. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Big 12 that you have seen for the second time now.
Well, this time we're actually talking about it, about the teams,
Right.
versus just showing them, hey, here it is.
Yep.
So I think this
So-
was valuable.
Yep.
Now's the time. We're going to be revealing the teams that we're going to pick. So
Yep.
you guys already know, for those of you who've been keeping track, whose teams are whose. But now we got to pick. Who you got?
Well, you know what? So in the dynasties that we've had on the channel before, you've seen me go, I believe, what's my overall record? I think it's like 25-3. I've won both conference championships in our prior dynasties on this channel. And I think you guys might want to watch me struggle a little bit. And leading up to this, we promised to do something a little bit different. And I have selected as my team the Nebraska State Prairie Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Hashtag go dogs.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe he's actually doing it, guys.
Yeah.
You should have heard the conversations that we were having for the last couple weeks about our team selections.
I hope I shock some people. I bet you some people are surprised because the last two teams I used were like 84, 85, makes it a little bit interesting, but they're also sort of good. So I would be in contention. Full disclosure, the Prairie Dogs, I believe, are a 70 overall. So I am totally outgunned here.
Plus, we changed the sliders around.
Yeah. So this is going to be it's not a rebuild, it's a build up. You guys are going to watch me try to build this team.
And in doing so, he's never been one for recruiting. So he's actually going to have to pay attention to his recruiting board.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's
Okay.
funny to me.
All right.
All
Now
right.
on to you. Who you got?
On to me. You guys know my discussion with you guys, my talk about the inner struggle in me wanting to pick the Little Rock Battlehawks, but I have to go with the Ardmore Thunderwolves as my team for this dynasty. I just think that logo is just so good. And, part of me wanted to pick the Battlehawks just because I made the logo and we outsourced this logo to be made. So there was that connection with the Battlehawks. But I think Ardmore would be really fun because I think you guys in the comments section really like the way that team looks with the uniforms. I love that gray uniform and that blue and yellow mix. And plus, they just got a lot of playmakers on offense and defense, and it would just be really fun to actually have a team that I can take over and actually have a lot of success with. Because the last two teams that I picked, have been rebuilds or build-ups, as you would say. So we're kind of swapping.
It's a little bit different. And, once we get into the rosters, you'll see, you still have a challenge ahead of you.
Right.
Just because your team is good right now does not mean that you've got this division in the bag.
Exactly.
So,
because all these other teams are a threat.
right, most of these teams are pretty good. And you'll also see when we look at the rosters, every team kind of has an out. They might not be as good from top to bottom, but they have a strength that could get them to pull off some upsets.
Right.
So every team has an out.
Right.
It's pretty interesting, just a build that we made, I think. So, even if your team isn't quite on the elite side, they can win a game that you might not expect them to.
All right, guys. So now you guys figured out who we're going to be. Now it's time to go over the rosters. Let's start off with the Arkansas Christian University Spartans, your team.
Oh, yeah. So, I thought you were saying my team.
Not your team,
The subscribers
the
team.
subscriber team.
Yeah, so
Your team.
like we said in an earlier video, there is kind of a succession plan where your guys will eventually get to start. I mean, you guys filled out an entire roster, basically. So not everybody can play right away. So there's be a lot of different guys that grow into the role as seasons progress. But I'm just going to look at some of the main guys here. We got Robert Bishop is the starting quarterback. He's an NFL draft pick.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he looks the part. He's big enough. He's got the size. Mel Kiper, we saw a lot of that in the draft.
Yeah, and Amari Manuel, this guy's 6'9".
I don't know how you're going to stop. I don't know.
And he's fast, too.
Right. He's impossible.
So good luck. Good luck trying to tackle him. I will say a couple of you guys requested the equipment, and I haven't quite done that yet. I will do that just so you guys know that will be done. Cedric Ranger is here. Yeah, we got a visor for him. Oh, yeah.
He looks cool.
Playing safety.
Yep, he had that interception in that little reveal.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So, there's another guy I want to check out. Matthew Kennedy. He means business. He's all business, man. He's going to get after you.
What was that quarterback's name that was trying to scramble out of there? You were trying to scramble away from Kennedy all the time, and he just tracked you down.
Stoudemire.
Yeah. Money.
Money is he's the backup. He's going to take over year number 2. This is Armand Hammer. True freshman, by the way.
87 overall freshman. Probably
Probably the number 1, if we had a rating for last year's recruiting class, probably the number 1 overall recruit. So pretty good. And, I was going to mention, too, just for realism's sake, I just wanted to make a point. This is an alternate universe, basically. So these teams have been in the Big 12 for a period of time. So it's not just like they just plopped in yesterday.
Right. There's a backstory to it.
There's a backstory that we're not really going to get into. You guys can fill in the blanks about how we got here.
Be creative. You guys are creative. Everybody who's here has to be somewhat creative to enjoy this.
Yeah, so, there's a backstory to all these teams. So we're kind of coming into it in the middle. So just for realism's sake, I just want to get that out there. Here's Jack Kleck, starting tight end.
He comments a lot.
Yes, he does. Shout out.
Yes. And, by the way, big shout out to Heelboy and Sequestral. You guys helped us out. We had kind of an importing issue, something about our hard drive, but you guys were able to confirm that you were able to download all these teams and get them in. So that eliminated some stuff for us. So thank you guys for helping us out when we needed it most.
Yeah. So I'll just go down the list so you guys can all see your players here. Boris Beef, he's a two-way player. I'm going to switch him over to fullback in the offseason. So he's going to redshirt, and I pray that he doesn't transfer. I hope he doesn't.
Gosh, man, 81. I think that's going to be the biggest thing, the biggest hurdle for this team to get over for the 2018 season.
Yeah, because, we did have to redshirt some of these guys because, if they're not going to play right away, like Ostrander, 75, slap a red shirt on him, unfortunately. Billy Joe Hops, we're going to redshirt. Churchwell, a little bit lower. Shane Price also made it. I don't know if we mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
But,
I do want to add one thing, though, guys. If anything needs to be changed, let us know in a comment.
Yeah. So, if,
height,
anything,
blah, blah, blah,
anything's off, just let us know. I'm going over the some red shirts so you guys can kind of see what the depth chart is going to shake out to be like. They don't have a lot of cornerbacks on this squad, but they got some safeties, so they're covered in the back.
Not a lot of corners, but they're all good.
Right.
All in the upper 80s. It's like they might not even need it.
So that's ACU. I spent a lot of time in that because you guys, you want to see your players. So we're going to go to Amarillo here. We have Russell Springer.
Yep.
Taking over. Let's check him out.
He looks pretty good. Looks like a quarterback would.
Oh, yeah. So he can do it all, man.
He can run a little bit.
He's very athletic. When we made him, we were thinking, what if we just had, a guy who can do everything a little bit.
Russell Wilson.
We said Russell Wilson and George Springer, the baseball player, George Springer. So we're like, what if we just combine the two into a guy?
Russell Springer.
That's basically what Russell Springer is. So, good player.
Plus, it makes sense because George Springer, the center fielder for the Astros, Houston, Texas. It makes sense.
All right, so they have Rayshon Beckham at running back. So this offense isn't tremendous by any stretch.
They'll get the job done.
Yep. So, they got a little bit of holes on offense, like at the skill positions. They're not really that great. But like when I was saying earlier, every team has an out. Amarillo's defense is very good.
Yep. Right.
So they're going to rely on their defense to really bail them out of some games here. So
mostly in the defensive backfield.
yes.
I mean, Marquise Stovall is probably the stopgap at linebacker. But, yeah, you got Taysom Steele, Dukes, Ladarius Best. Like, that secondary is top-notch.
Yeah. So, this is the Big 12. Okay, so we're going to have a lot of passing going on. You're going to need to be able to stop the pass.
And if you don't, you will die.
That will be Amarillo's out. So let's look at the Thunderwolves. When I look at your team here, I'm looking at a really good offensive line because you got this guy probably going to be a day one pick. Thurston Alexandro.
Heck yeah. Look at that guy, man. He's beefed up.
He's all size right there.
He's tough to get past. Adrian McCool is a really good safety.
Yep. You got Christopher Oyatunda, another big, just a mountain of a man here.
Look at that. Like, you can't get by him.
Yeah,
can't get by him.
Good luck. Good luck trying to get through. Your quarterback will be senior Cade Wilson. So you also have a bit of a succession plan here coming up. What do you think about your quarterback situation?
I like Kyle Linden, and I like Montgomery. Shanahan.
He's a senior, though.
Oh, yeah, well, I still like him. He's not going to play unless like disaster scenario hits, but
Right.
I do like what he does. I like speedy quarterbacks, the ability to run and get out of pressure. So
Cade Wilson's actually really fast.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
86.
So he can sling it a little bit, but if danger is lurking, he can just take off.
Yep.
He's
I
pretty
like it.
speedy.
I like it. We also have a plethora of running backs.
Yes.
Chadwick Wimberly is the sophomore back. We've got DeQuandre Shook, who can return a lot of punts. He's one of our faster players. Scotty Macklin, Keon Sykes, and Odell Streeter is the freshman.
Yeah, I wonder who's going to get the bulk of the playing time here between Shook and Wimberly.
I think it's probably going to be Wimberly, but Shook will get involved in the passing game for sure.
That'll be interesting. But I like this guy a lot.
Mercutio
Hardaway. We're getting all Shakespearean here. But
big time playmaker, can go deep, can get the ball, can high point the ball, contested throws. Probably not much of a slant guy. He's more of a mid to deep ball threat.
yeah, you want to go deep with him. You got D.D. Foreman as the number 2. Kevin Tratnick is in the slot.
Those guys can do the intermediate throws.
Yep. Leandro Ransom. That's a cool name. Tyrell Hibbard, Zach Flores, Vinny Peck,
Yeah.
and Ayo Chikwendu rounding it out
Yeah.
at the bottom. Tyler Krupski. An interesting guy here.
He's kind of he's a receiving tight end.
So interesting. Like I said, you got a big-time offensive line. We're going to skip here. Defense. Again, spending a lot of time in Ardmore because you guys are going to learn to love Ardmore, I hope, because they're your
hopefully.
team. So Jasper Hodges.
Jasper, he's really good too. I really like what Jasper Hodges can do. He's a little bit bigger for a defensive end. He's not an edge rusher by any means. He can pass rush, but he's not like, he can't play linebacker. He's literally just a end. That's it.
Yeah, so defense is pretty good, and I think your secondary will hold up in this conference. I mean, you got McCool back there.
And
You
Smoot.
got Duarte. You got Landon Zavko at kicker.
The power kicker. And
Dalton Beatty. So that is Ardmore. Let's go to Broken Arrow. Again, another team with a really good offensive line. Justin Kendrick is kind of like the guy. He's going to be a day one draft selection as well.
he seems like
UBA.
he's not even that big, but he's athletic.
He's got all the smarts. You need to be smart to play center.
Right.
Because you gotta read the defense, you gotta make play calls and all that. And, they kind of run the offense through him because this guy is not very reliable.
Mr. Drew Snyder.
Drew Snyder. So he'll run the option, but, he's just, he doesn't really make very good throws. The passing numbers are kind of so-so. He's not really that electric. So you don't want to put the ball in Snyder's hands. But, they got some guys who can make some plays elsewhere. Shane Biddle is kind of the defensive captain. And I'm looking for... We featured him in the preview.
Freshman.
But, he's a freshman, so this guy is going to develop into a really good player. Amiri Hayes Branson.
I like the fact that he's gloveless.
Yeah, he's just kind of old school like that. So, Broken Arrow... They're a little bit on the lower end in this conference. They might be able to spring up and surprise somebody, but we will see on that. Let's look at Dakota. Let's look at Denver Tech. All right. Cade Sipchansky.
Featured him. He had an interception in that game.
Yep.
In the reveal.
Pretty good player here. Definitely the captain of the defense. He's the guy out there making all these calls and shouting all over the field. We have Drakeenan Timmons, also going to be featured quite a bit, I think. Very, very dynamic player. Can make throws, so he's doing the whole thing. Look at his catching rating, too.
Yeah, he can play wide receiver, too, apparently.
Wow. So throwing accuracy is a little bit lower, but he's got a rocket arm. They mostly... I shouldn't say mostly, but they will use a lot of option, as I said. And I'm looking for Jaleel Schmidt is the starting running back. So Jarkez Holly and Atari Scroggins. So these guys are going to grow up together. They're going to get a few years of work in at running back. They're going to keep getting better, I think, as the dynasty progresses. So this team's dangerous. They're set up
pretty nicely.
Good.
All right, so the Amber Wave, we featured Santonio Farmer. He's their best player overall. Definitely the captain on defense. I love those colors, that amber and black. But
that's
Farmer,
the only way you can do that.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
you got to make
that color work, I think.
You got to make it old school too.
Yep.
But Santonio Farmer, big time playmaker for them, tackling machine. The defense is going to have to go through him to have any sort of success. Chris Golston, the running back.
Right, and so they're going to be running the options. So I think Golston is
he's a beast.
He's the big guy on this team. Yeah. I think the whole offense runs through him.
Noah Shepard is the quarterback, but I don't think he's that great on the overall scale. He's an 83
is a senior, so.
Right, so definitely an option quarterback.
Not much Shepard.
Oh, you don't like that form of Shepard?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh.
It's just interesting.
Yeah.
So, and then, here we have another Shook.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. Offensive line, pretty solid. You got a right guard there.
Yep, and they have to be. Delgadillo. So, it's a good defense. They're a little bit deeper than you might think looking at that overall. See, look at all these 80s.
Yeah, they're very deep, but might not be a good deep, depending on your depth, what you guys like to see with your depth, but I think they're a interesting team to watch out for.
Yeah, top to bottom, they're going to be competitive. So let's look at Little Rock here. Best player on the team here, Austin Grodhouse, anchoring that offensive line for the Battlehawks. I like this guy too.
Tywan Talbot, he's a hard-hitting corner. Loves to lay the lumber on guys. So you got to watch out for him when coming up the middle. Etwan Billings, great wide receiver. Definitely a big-time playmaker for them. He's a little on the tinier side, but he's shifty.
Yeah,
5'10", very shifty.
5'10" is your number one receiver. He's got some skills, though, so he can really go up and get it. And who are we looking at quarterback here? You have Carter Ashey. I think quarterback is a weak spot for the Battlehawks here.
Yeah, Carter Ashey, he's definitely a leader type of quarterback. He's going to lead the guys into the charge, into battle, and hope for the best. But there will be interceptions thrown by Carter Ashe. It's just bound to happen. But the defense for the Battlehawks is their calling cards, what's going to bail them out of games. But
You have Jackson Profit and Marquez Maben Jr. Maben Jr. is the starter,
yeah,
and Profit's kind of more of a change of pace guy.
I think he's
Look at that speed.
I think he's a freshman.
92.
I want to make sure that that's correct. He is a
He's a
senior.
senior.
Okay. All right, so I was wrong on that, but Profit's a senior. So this team has got like a lot of upperclassmen issues. I want to
Right.
go back to running back here really quick because if you guys look at Green, 76 overall freshman right there, and Isaiah Green, power back.
Yeah, he'll probably be a good one. You're going to redshirt him this year because you are desperate for future help at running back. So trying to save him for as long as you can because you need to rebuild this core. So.
Yep.
Although you aren't Little Rock, but we're
Right.
keeping that in mind because we're kind of managing every team kind of at once here.
The quarterback upcoming for them was Rhett Bollinger.
Bollinger should take over. So, all right. So we got another team here that is pretty much stacked.
Top team, one of the top teams in this Big 12.
I might say number 2, but yeah, I mean behind AC, we have Jed Carmichael here for the McAllen Matadors. I think you are talking about the best quarterback possibly in college football.
He's that good.
Yes, he's a 99 overall senior, pocket passer. We featured Benny Delgado as well. Big dude. Look how big that guy is.
Good God.
Benny Delgado.
Yeah, yeah, I featured him in the intro video.
Yep.
Dude. That's
So-
what I just said.
You know, McAllen also has they have an alternate green I'd like to show off at some point as well. I might even like their green more than the red, but we'll see. Here's Carson Jackson, super fast player. As you can see here, 99 speed. So Jerome Pickens is the leader on the defense. So good team here. I'm scared of this team. I don't want to play this team.
Yeah, they're going to be really, really tough. I mean, look at that. Marcus Rodriguez.
Yeah, he's taken over for 1 year. This is the guy they want to keep an eye on here, Harkless Blair. So they're going to slap a red shirt on him and hope that he doesn't transfer because they're going to lose Jabrian Baxter. And then, like you said, Rodriguez will be gone soon as well. So I think McAllen is set up pretty well. I like how they're set up. So,
Another really good team here.
yep, Midland State, led by quarterback C.J. Wicks. All right, you got the purple face mask.
I love that leaping Mustang on the pants.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
it's an interesting touch. So,
What is Wix's skill set?
he's sort of the pocket passer. He's the guy that kind of stands back there and makes a lot of throws. You know, he's a junior. He's kind of thinking about the NFL draft, but he doesn't really know where he stands yet. He's going to see how it plays out. I like this guy a lot, Jacob Ziola at starting center. Centavius Stokes King. This guy is freaking huge.
What was his size?
Let me check on that for you.
This
He's
monster.
6'10", 376.
Look at this monster of a man.
Yeah, he is absolutely enormous.
He is a bulldozer. We saw it in the intro video. 3 guys were on him.
Yeah, look, his shoulder numbers are getting wrinkled up. They don't even fit on his jersey. Look at that.
How do you stop a guy that's 6'10", what was he? 370?
76. So,
How do you stop that?
we need some bigger arms there, buddy. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, let's just make him bigger. Why not?
So, basically, yeah, I mean, Midland State is going to kind of run a 3-4 and just have him try to occupy the middle.
I mean, yeah. You need
Why
more
not?
coverage guys. He allows your defense to have more coverage guys.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Nebraska State here.
Your team.
Yes. Now, Joey Shonka was a top recruit from the previous season. His dad played Jeremy, let's call him Jeremy Shonka, was an All-American at Nebraska State. So now everybody's wondering why Joey Shonka is getting recruited by Nebraska and Alabama and Oklahoma, and he's going to Nebraska State because his dad was a big shot here, living up to the legacy.
Big man on campus.
Yeah,
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, so Joey Shonka, we got a huge deal here with Joey Shonka. So, best player on the team from day one as a true freshman. Let's look at the quarterback situation here.
Oh, God.
It's not good. We have a 67 overall senior at quarterback. Trevor Rooney will start initially. However, he's got some company because we don't know how well he's going to play. It might not look so good. So he's got a little bit of company here coming up from behind with Cameron Willis. I'm going to try to keep Willis in the mix early and give both guys kind of a fair shot and just see how it pans out. But obviously, I'm going to be biased towards Willis because he's got youth on his side and space to grow.
Right, which is smart. You got to be thinking about that.
Right. I mean, we don't plan on contending right away, so we're going to be definitely looking towards the future. We have Frankie Pritchett here at running back, so he will be anchoring the offense. I mean, we're going to run a lot of offense through Pritchett. I mean, we're going to play ball control. We're trying to keep the ball away from the other team.
You want to be winning those games 20-17.
Something like that, yeah. So, a bit of an older receiving core, a little bit like Durham and Bourgeois are going to be gone. And, Brenneman's a junior. I like this guy. I'm going to redshirt him, though, because, like I said, I'm thinking about the future. Kimberling, so. Again, I mean, senior starting tight end,
Yeah.
So
you're
it's
going
kind
to
of like.
really hit the recruiting trail really hard, my friend.
Yeah. I mean, usually when we make teams that are bad, we will kind of make them underclassmen heavy. However, this team is not quite underclassmen heavy. There's a lot of seniors on this team. So we're going to have, like you said, we're hitting that recruiting trail for the Prairie Dogs. All right. Odessa State. Now, this, like I said earlier, this team is really shallow. So who said he was a knockoff Indiana Jones? Montana Flynn.
It's pretty much true.
Okay.
The name is awesome, man. You did a good job on the name, but don't be knocking my Indiana Jones. He's my childhood freaking hero.
I didn't say anything about Indiana Jones. No, Montana Flynn got the name because his dad was a big Joe Montana fan. And he basically groomed him into playing quarterback from, age 4. He's showing him trading cards of,
Is that his real name?
Tom Brady and Joe Montana and stuff.
Is it his real name or is it his nickname?
It's his real name.
Or is his name Monty?
His name's Montana.
Okay, all right.
So
Just wanted verification.
Yeah, so we were talking about every team basically having an out, and I think Montana Flynn is the guy for Odessa because, let's just look down the list here. Not a very deep team once you get down to about here. A lot of 60s, even some 50s, and some 40s. So
Ouch.
Depth is a huge issue with this team. I don't think they're going to be too much in the mix, but you never know.
Could be surprised,
Yeah.
Especially with Montana Flynn at the helm. He could pull out some heroics.
Yeah, he is one of the best quarterbacks in this league. So, all right, last team we're going to feature here, the Skeeters of Shreveport.
It's one that they've all been waiting for. But like I said in a couple minutes ago here, is that Andre Wingo, offense runs through this man. And this man is a beast.
Basically, the playbook for Shreveport is Wingo left, Wingo right. That is going to be their playbook. They are run heavy, and it's not really by design. It's like not like they have a choice because they have LaDuca, and he's not that good.
Yeah, he's not even on this top. What is this, top 15?
Yeah, he's down. Yeah, he's down a ways. So, look, you got some running backs here. Let's look at the, let's start with LaDuca. He's 75 junior. Backup is Billy Ray Hayes.
Yep.
Senior.
Blankenship is the sophomore, and then Andrew Finkbeiner. He's the project quarterback.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a career backup, if you ask me. But, Shreveport's got some running backs. We're going to redshirt Riggins. You got Roberto Allen, he's respectable. Wide receivers aren't that bad.
Yeah. If LaDuca can get him the football.
Yeah. And that's the problem. They don't really trust LaDuca, which is sad because he's the coach's son. But not much of a passing game. So if they're going to win, they got to hold on to the ball, just run it with Wingo. And I think when you guys watch him play, I'm thinking he's going to have a huge year. I think he's going to be a lot of fun to watch, run over people. So.
Oh, yeah, he would be a human highlight reel. I mean, you guys would be like just waiting. Every play that Wingo gets the ball, it'll be like, I'm just waiting for somebody to get trucked.
Yeah. So, and then as I was saying, every team has an out. Shreveport's is Andre Wingo.
All right, guys, so that does it for part number 1 of our Big 12 Team Builder introduction. So I hope you guys liked this. Leave a like if you did. We will be posting another video on Wednesday for part 2, but as of right now, we're opening up the floor for you guys to, in the comment section below, to put your recruit in for the queue on who we're going to pick to get into the dynasty. So get your recruit in, put it in the comments below. We can take up to 20 players. That's the only amount that EA will allow us to have. It's the same way for every dynasty that you do, that you request people on YouTube. Even in your game, you can only put in 20, so it's nothing that we can control. But also, I want to say the last thing is for the guys that won the Bowl Pick'em, also put your recruit in to the comment section, and then we will actually edit one of these players on the roster to be your player. But I will say that we have to do that with some kind of, what would you say? Some reserve?
Yeah, like we have to kind of make some parameters so we're not making like a 90 overall player, because we kind of have a balance kind of that we set up. And, for instance, I'm just using this as an example, like for Nebraska State, if your player was like a 75 quarterback, then I lose Rooney and Willis, which I set up that way.
On purpose.
Right. So we kind of have a logic to what we did. So we don't want to rock the boat too much. And that's what ACU is for, was,
exactly,
get all your players in there. But so if you want to make like a younger player and we can watch him kind of grow over the course of 4 years, that's really kind of what we're looking for. So
right.
And he doesn't have to be terrible. He could eventually be really good, but,
yeah,
we're just trying to keep it reasonable, I guess.
Do it within reason, exactly, reasonable. That's what we're really looking for. So just, again, that was kind of a little elongated, but just in recap, put your recruits into the comment section below. We'll get you into the recruiting boards. We can only accept 20. And then for the guys that won, you guys have seen the overalls and the rosters here for the 12 teams in this Big 12. You could pick your team. Pick your team. Just make your guy within reason, and we'll do that for you. And that's pretty much it for part number 1. So
part number 2 is schedule reveal, and you get to see your recruits. So
yep.
I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yep. So next Saturday, that'll be on Wednesday. Next Saturday will be our part number 1.
Week 1, part number 1.
Yep. So looking forward to that. So guys, if you like this, give it a thumbs up. Leave a like if you did. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that little red subscribe button and subscribe so you don't miss a single Team Builder upload. And for that, I say sayonara. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. As always, peace.